Today we're going to be talking about the Hodge twins.
Again!
The same two brothers who are so cooned out that they sold out their only half of blackness just so they can plead and beg to white Zaddy so they could join their all-white society.
It just so happened that they were reacting to the Eric Orval video, and they were reacting to this new all-white town documentary, and they said something that was interesting.
To be honest, I don't want to live in the United States of America if it's not majority white. Once it becomes majority non-white, it's, man. So I understand the fear of white people want to live in a country that's majority non-white.
This is where the Hodge twins get their Negro wake-up call. So the Hodge twins go on to Twitter, and then they put this message. Hey Orval, I know your community is whites only, but could you make exceptions for us two Negroes? We're not even full sub-Saharan. We are over 40% white. And Orval says this. God bless the Hodge twins. But no.
The same two brothers who are so stupid that their combined logic makes about as much sense as the concept of cat dog, which makes no sense whatsoever. Cat dog has no ass. Cat dog has no genitals. Cat dog has no interior extremities. What happens to the food? Dog eats, cat drinks. I'm trying to figure out what happens after that. Cat dog should have completely imploded by about episode 3, considering how much dog was eating. The whole concept makes zero sense whatsoever. How did they live? Is it one heartbeat? Is it multiple organs? Double the intestines? Double the lungs? Like, what happens to all the food that is consumed? How do you live as one being just like that? It doesn't make any sense unless the inside of them is like a grinder. Like, cat dog's anatomy should truly be studied. Like, it's something that I really need to dive into because it doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's a black hole. Now that would make sense considering the concept of cat dog makes no sense, just like the Hodge twins.
Oh my goodness. So many of you may not be aware, but I did a podcast with the Hodge twins about a few days ago, okay? And it got pretty heated because they got exposed, right? I made them look like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I made them look like the Sambo soldiers that they are.
But the amazing Lucas apparently traveled over to the Hodge twins podcast where he was going to go over there and cook these guys up a good one because he was prepared. And they're dumb.
And they hit me up. I'm like, yo, what are we talking about? He's like, okay, we're gonna be talking about this. Let's get a date. I'm like, bet, right? I'm in LA, they in Vegas. So I spend time, I spend money to come to this podcast.
So essentially he goes on to explain the text exchange that they had to basically show and give proof that this was actually supposed to happen. The photos that he had were his photos.
I'm bringing up data, I'm bringing up facts. They clearly don't understand per capita versus raw numbers.
So apparently they start off this debate actually going through, this stereotypical, oh, blacks are violent, blacks commit the most crimes. So they were debating about, raw numbers versus per capita, which the Hodge twins didn't really know the difference. And so Lucas decided he was going to serve him up.
Because I asked him, hey, can you give me a stat for black people? And they're like, 1350, 13%. I'm like, okay, watch this. Can you give me a stat for white people?
Okay.
Well, if they commit 50% of crime, that means they must commit the other rest, right? Right? They didn't have anything, bruh.
Which they never do because once again, these people don't actually have real thoughts of their own. They just regurgitate the same talking points. They're just like a backup quarterback that doesn't know any of the playbook. It's somebody who just got signed up off the street and they're like, hey, we're gonna teach you about 6 plays and you're gonna have to learn the shit out of those plays. That's the same thing with the script that they learn when it comes to these talking points about black people and how blacks are bad and how we commit the most crimes. And really, Lucas, went on to explain that it's really one crime that you're actually talking about. But that's the thing about these people. They read off the same script. They don't know shit but the same couple tricks. And they always say the same thing over and over again. It's why when you hear Myron, it's just you already know exactly what they're going to say next. Somebody can ask a question and you already know what the answer is because it hasn't changed, because they don't believe in real nuance like they always go on and talk about.
They're getting upset. right, when it comes to bestiality, when it comes to, I'm like, what's the bestiality? How many people is that, right? Doesn't matter. The point that I was making is that you're highlighting this one step, right? And we're not even looking at the exonerations. We're not looking at the false imprisonments. We're not looking at, we're not looking at any of that. The point is they try and make us the face of crime. I'm like, yo, you looking at one crime. We look at a litany of things.
And the one crime they're always so worried about is murder. That's the one that we just apparently own. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm sorry. But we also lead in the exonerations, which we always keep pointing out. And the fact that they always just negate those stats. Like when you give them the real stats and you tell them how much like white people actually lead in every other category, they just get so upset. I don't know why they get so upset, why they get so defensive. It's almost as if you were calling them names. Just like when Myron was over here basically proclaiming to be white when he was out there with Matt Waller or all these other douches that people that he was with were fresh that night. I forgot. Was it Matt Waller? Is that his name? It's irrelevant. Justin Waller, I think. Christ, he looked like a Justin. But they don't have anything. They never have any stats. They never have anything else to combat you with because they only know that one thing. Blacks lead in murder. And that's the one thing I can always point out. But when you start go ahead and you start spitting off and naming off all those different categories, they really start crumbling.
Name me the black person that caused your interest rates to go up. You name me the black person that caused the depression. You name me the black person that caused the recession. You name me a black person that caused your house to be deflated in value. You name me the black person that did that.
And they can't name you one. All these great white men that they just be sitting down sucking the Johnson of, they can't name you any of them. They can't give you a name of any of these black folks who've been harming them and ruining their lives all the time. Just like the same thing with murder. Do they just wake up every day afraid to get murdered? Walking out each and every day, every time they go to the car, I'm worried. Oh my God, there's a YN out there looking for me. Dude, no, they're not. You're not even in those territories. You done sold out that blackness. You don't involve yourself around us anymore. They're not coming to hunt for you. You know that. So why are you out here perpetuating this whole thing? Well, you know that the blacks lead in murder. How many people in your family has been murdered? I mean, I guarantee you, you're going to probably strike out majority of the time. Now, there's going to be some you hit gold like, yes, we've had some people that's been off in our family. Like, dang, that's tough. But I mean, more than likely, not many.
I'm not even worried at all. So I asked him again, I'm like, yo, can you name me how black racism, because that's what they want to say, oh, everyone's racist. Okay, I was like, can you name me how black racism has negatively impacted white people as a whole? Got him! This mofo brings up, well, what about what about this story with the white girl and everything? I'm like, that's anecdotal.
One girl, one situation. And the only reason these people even know about that one murder is because it went viral. And the chick wasn't even American. Like, that's the thing is they cry in a river for a chick that wasn't even from this country. Somebody that they would want deported. I mean, that's the crazy thing because she wasn't even legal. Now, what happened to her was still a terrible tragedy. But they would have wanted to kick her up out of the country anyway because she wasn't one of us. But I guess since she was cute, she can stay. Is that what they were going to do? Have one of these great rich billionaires have her as some type of sex slave? I guess that's what she could stick around for. They could traffic her around for a couple of years. I guess she could have some useful purposes. It's all sick. It's all sick. It's dark, right?
This mofo doesn't know what anecdotal means. As God is my witness, bro. I'm talking to actual retards. And that's why I tell them. I was like, this is borderline mental retardation.
And if you ever just listen to these guys for a couple of minutes, it's just like the brother that's on the left side of the Cartier family, the light-skinned one that's my cousin Skeeter. You just know that they are wee Todd Ed. These people are inept, just bird brain. I'm talking about true meatheads, just workout warriors. That's all they do is lift weights and eat lead. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's all these people do. I mean, they are so stupid. I mean, they don't have an ounce of intelligence. It's sad to sit there and listen to them spew this bullshit because that's what they believe. I mean, that's what they've been indoctrinated. It's easy to indoctrinate dumb people like them. Short bus shorties. I mean, these two are essentially the mixed versions of Beavis and Butthead. They're the light-skinned Dumber and Dumber. Like, you could have recasted that movie as them. They like to act. So I think they would have been very apropos for that spot. They definitely should go for the trilogy there and just go ahead and bring on the Hodge twins. I'm pretty sure they would have some type of following.
Anecdotal, fam. I'm talking about as a whole. He's like, oh, you just see race. And I'm like, what do you mean I just see race? This country was founded off of race, right? We look at the 1790 Naturalization Act. Y'all know what that is? No. I'm like, that's what they're spamming right now. How it was white men of good stock, right? Good moral character. It wasn't until 1860 or whatever that birthright citizenship came involved.
So then he goes on to cook them on the whole thing about essentially what MAGA really stood for. And it was about the elimination of blacks. I mean, not like literally killing us, but they don't want us here. And that's what he ends up cooking them on for the next couple of minutes until the next point.
Tell me, oh, you just dealing in the past. You just dealing in the past, right? Because of racism. So I'm like, okay, you're trying to act like the past doesn't have an impact on the present or the future. And these dingleberries told me no.
You know, that's the thing I think that pisses me off the most about these Sly Coopers. It's just the overall denial of history. They really act like all those years of slavery just did nothing. They act like just putting us behind, redlining all the historical things that they did to, like, I mean, dude, I can't even think of them all off of the top of my head. I mean, just to think about crack epidemics, drug epidemics. I mean, they have done so many things, burning down Black Wall Street to set us back as far as they possibly can. Hell, it took forever for them to just be able to just segregate us, you know what I'm saying? So we can just walk amongst each other. Hell, we had to move past the time where we had to get up off the sidewalk, where we had to look down at the white man was around us. Like, come on, man. I mean, these people act like that somehow. We just woke up one day and it was like, we're good. We're even. Everything is good, guys. We no longer hate you. And everybody from our side, I guess the blacks were supposed to be like, okay, guys, it's good. You know, they said it's all respect now. Let's just go ahead and move forward. I mean, that's just bullshit.
Now, I want you to understand, while I'm giving them this work, we have the Palestinian, the pale white Palestinian who's interjecting, right? Trying to say, well, that's not true. That's not true. Oh, what about white people? Oh, it's white people bad, huh? White people. I'm like, who is this? So throughout the interview, I'm telling him, have him have a seat. Tell him to have a seat. So he keeps on interjecting. He's like, you don't want any of that. I was like, no, I do. I do want some of that, bruh. Tell him to have a seat.
He never took the seat. And then Amazing Lucas goes on to point out the fact that obviously, whenever people start trying to interject into an argument that they know, you know, they had no business in, then you're losing. You're taking the L. They see that foot is getting put in you and you need help. Like, you won't tap your head and ask for help. It's time to tag out, homie. And he was like, I need to come in and save these guys because this podcast is going south. This isn't a good look on them. So he wanted to interject. But then he went on to do something absolutely crazy. He wanted to go drop hard ERs.
He was like, oh, we're all N-words, right, to the Jews. And I heard that. I'm like, what the F did you say, right? I get it. I'm not allowing someone to just say the hard R, right, in my presence. Now, no one else responded to it. The two black men that were sitting down didn't respond to it. The twins didn't respond to it. I'm the only one. So I'm in a room full of Sambo soldiers, bro.
Jesus Christ, that sounds like an absolute nightmare. Just surrounded by trash pandas. I mean, dude, I hope he was in the trash can. I hope Amazing Lucas got his tetanus shot. And I hope those dudes don't have rabies because that's a lot of coonery to be surrounded by. I'm telling you, if you ever been around just one rabid raccoon, that's a scary sight. Not to mention being around like 4 of them. Good Lord, there was 2 Dart brothers in there that was like that as well. Along with the Hodge twins, that's a scary sight. That's almost like being stuck in a Mississippi alley, Mississippi dark, where there's absolutely where no light can reach it. Just an area full of rope and trees and tiki torches and white hoods. A scary place to be.
Mouth, bro. And you have this black man, he's been on videos with the twins before. You have him trying to say, hold on now, hold on. Cause I said, I'll smack I told him I smacked the dog ish out of him. I let him know that you don't do that or there's gonna be a physical repercussion, essentially. Now, the Hodge twins were like, no, you're not. I was like, listen, you want to bet? I was like, I bet you. I told them, I was like, hey, there's no one in this room that's going to be able to stop me from putting hands on him. No one. And they're like, that's not true. I'll be able to stop you. I was like, okay, let's count to 5 and test that, right? You want to count to 5? That's what I told them.
Them lazy ass Hodge twins would have had a heart attack by the time they got off the couch. And they would not have stopped the Amazing Lucas. Like, that man is built. He's in shape. He's trained. I'm pretty sure he would have been able to put hands on homeboy over there. the Pakistani that's white. I mean, I guess he would have been able to. They didn't want that smoke. They're talking about, you don't want that, dude. That's so stupid. Like, I mean, the fact, I don't know, man. Like, this is not shocking, because him going to this platform, you should already know there's an intellectual like disadvantage for the Hodge twins. Like, them dudes are not smart enough to debate him. This is like when Stevie went against Abba. I mean, actually, this might be worse. I mean, this actually might be worse than that. I mean, this is really bad, because the Amazing Lucas is built for debate. Abba can debate, but the Amazing Lucas, this is pretty much what he does. So he goes out there to try to cook these dudes. Now, I am a big proponent of you can't just let somebody drop a hard ER in the room. I don't care what the context is. People just be letting that stuff slide. I question them brothers. They just be letting that stuff like go. Like, no, we need to check you. Even if you just randomly dropped the A out of nowhere that I was not expecting. No, we need to, hold on, we need to have a discussion. Why'd you feel comfortable doing that? Why'd you feel like you needed to do that? Then we can talk about it if I don't feel like whooping your ass. But I know at my age, I don't need to be fighting. So fighting's probably not going to be an option. But yes, I'm going to address it. I ain't going to just let that slide.
Calm down now, calm down. Now, Lucas, he wasn't calling you that. It was the context. I said, I don't give a F about the context. I don't want to hear the N-word coming from this non-melanated, non-black person. I don't want to hear them. Okay? It's simple as that. So we're getting into it. We go back.
You would think they would be able to respect those wishes. It sounds like a very easy, accommodating request. Don't say the N-word with the hard ER in front of me, please. Don't say the N-word period in front of me, please. It's not your place.
I was like, Keith, that's the other one. Keith, I was like, Keith. I was like, do you fly? He was like, yes. I was like, do you do TSA? He was like, yes. I was like, where do you think that came from? That came from 9/11. And they're like, what does 9/11 have to do with anything? I was like, 9/11, right? The reason for that is what caused the Patriot Act, okay? That's why we have the TSA. He was like, that's how it impacts your life. This man looked at me and said, no, it doesn't. And I'm like, do you not go through TSA? He was like, no, I go through TSA. Nigga! Then it impacts your life. He's like, no, it doesn't. I still get to fly. Nigga!
Another one that's just a disappointment of a human. Like, my God, how can you just be this dumb? To act once again, they don't realize the past affects the future. They don't ever say anything about that, which is crazy. I forgot I ordered food. My God, I almost had a heart attack. Speaking of heart attacks, I'm about to shit myself right now.
They lose it. Oh, I don't believe you. I don't believe that. I'm like, you can look it up. What are you talking about? Then this fool starts interjecting whatever. I was like, why don't you shut the F up? Like, that's what you need to do. Shut the F up. So he says something like blah, 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 F and N-word. What did you say, nigga?
Now, I had to leave that edit in there because that is an edit that I would have thrown in there perfectly, because that is the only way to sum up this moment. But as you can see, and as you could obviously tell, that this moment got really elevated after that. So what happened next?
I'm like, that's when I get up. That's when I get up. I said, what the F did you say? I said, what the F did you say? The Hodge twins get up. They're like, hey, why are you going towards him, man? Why you getting in his face? I said, I'm not getting in his face. I'm asking him a question. I said, I'm asking him, hey, what the F did you say? So now I got the Hodge twins in front of me, right? The dynamic is insane. I got two black men, right, in front of me protecting a pale Arab Palestinian who had just called me a hard R.
Just think about that for half a moment. Have you thought about it yet?
Because before he was trying to say, well, I meant it in the context that we're all, N-words. This time he was using it to disparage me, right, as a pejorative. And he was trying to say, why are you getting so upset? Why are you getting so upset? This is what the Arab guy is saying to me, right? Because I got the Hodge twins right here. They trying to bury it. I don't give. Now, if I really wanted stuff to pop off, that wouldn't matter to me. But I'm like, why don't you? I was like, stand on 10, be a man, say what you said. Didn't you say it? He was like, yeah, I said it. And that's when the Hodge twins was like, it's just a word. And then then we get into the conversation about it's just a word. He's like, you can't allow that word to impact you. I was like, what do you mean I can't allow that word to impact you?
Now, once again, I'm a big proponent of it's not always needing to turn into a fighting situation over somebody calling me a racial slur. But like dude said, he was trying to put it in context, right? The first time he said it, well, I wasn't meaning it that way. Well, the second time you definitely said it with your chest and you said it to insult me. At that point in time, when you are trying to offend, I understand the assignment. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're trying to do here. And I'm not going to let you just have that on me. Now, at that point in time, yeah, I might be tempted to retaliate physically.
He's talking ill about black people. That's when not Keith, because Keith was on this side, Kevin. That's when Kevin comes out and says, I don't care about black people. I was like, there we go. Nigga! There we go. All right, glad you said it. I'm glad we got that on camera. He straight up said, I don't care about black people.
I beg your pardon?
I could care less.
And then he was like, and then he heard what he said. And then he was like, wait, let me clarify. Let me clarify.
You need some fixing.
I don't care about any race. Right? We're all just people. We're all just, okay, all right. Right?
Yeah, it's too late for that. You're not getting your redemption here. You said what you said, and I know that you meant it. You can't go back and apologize here. I'm glad that you became very aware of it quickly. You didn't let like a whole day pass by before you were like, oh my God, maybe I should go back and recollect on what I said. You at least knew it then that you had effed up bad. And dang man, like, woo, that's not shocking. We all knew that anyway. So all he did was just reveal the obvious truth that we all know here to see. Well, anyway, they're not going to release that podcast apparently because it was exposed later because the guy who apparently said the N-word on that podcast got fired by them. He sent the DM over to Amazing Lucas, who Amazing Lucas was like, well, thanks for the DM. I still don't like your ass, but thank you anyway. So he got fired and apparently they're not going to release it because that's what he told them in the DM. So we're probably not going to see the episode, which is sad because they got cooked and flayed and nobody's going to put something that embarrassing out there on the platform unless you name Stevie Knight. But as always, discussing more trash pandas.
Again!
See you soon.